friends, today is the 18th day of Flutter and today we are going to create one project. So basically we are going to create one calculator app. So let's see how we are going to create it. So this is the container which we have specified inside our app. We are just going to remove it and create material app. Now inside this, okay, semicolon, as we are returning material app. Now inside this we are going to create home. Home will contain scaffold. I'll just set control and S. Now we are going to create one APA. APA, the title should be calculator. So inside the text widget we will write calculator. Now just hit control and S. Now we want this banner to be removed. So for that just make the debug. So banner as false. Now it's good. Now we are just going to change the color of our app by using this background color property. I just set control and S. Now you can see. Now we are just going to specify the body of our app. Now as you are already familiar about the UI of calculator, so basically our calculator is containing some different buttons having number inside that, and one top we can say output panel in which the numbers and outputs are visible. So we are going to create that UI. So for that, inside this body we are just going to take one container widget. Now we are going to make child column widget, as we are going to place the widgets next to one another. So for that we are going to use the column widget. Just hit control and S. Now as we haven't specified anything, we will not able to see till now. So inside this column what we want to create multiple buttons. Now in a single row we are having multiple buttons, so for that we will create one row. Okay, we have to specify it inside children. So we are going to create row widget. Inside this we are going to specify button. So the first will be the button. Now button we have already seen multiple buttons like raised button, flat button. So in this we will use one new button, that is row material button. So here is the row material button. Now the properties that are provided by this row material button are, you can see over here, these are the properties like mouse cursor, text style, field color. We can change the color of our button. Hover color, hovering color can also be changed. Plus color so can also be changed. So these are the properties that are provided by this row material button. Now you can see how to implement or how to specify or how to use this property. These are more generally written in the Flutter documentation, so you can refer from there. Now we are just going to use whatever we want. So in row material I'm just going to use first of all child property. Inside this we will specify the text that will be containing one. Now just hit control and S. Now you can see there is one button. Now we can't see the property that are mostly provided by button, that is on click event, as we haven't specified the property on pressed. So we have to specify this and should have to make it null. Now we can click over it. Now you can see as we have as we have wrapped this material button inside this expanded. So the feature which is provided by this expanded is it will take a whole space which is available. So here the whole width is available inside this row, so it is taking the whole width. Now if you create one another expanded widget, so they will divide the width among them. So just hit control and S. Now you can see here is the area of the first button and here is the area of second button. So they have divided the width between them. So we can see it clearly by using this save property. Now this inside this save property we can specify the border dot, we can use this border property and we can give some color so that we can see the border and the area that are covered by a particular button. So this is the color and the width should be 2. Now we can see this is the area of the first one, and similarly we are just going to copy it and paste it over here. So this is the area which is covered by the second expanded widget. So they both have divided the whole width between them. So similarly if we will create another button, so the whole width will be divided among the 3 widgets. Just hit Ctrl and S. Now you can see the area, the whole width is divided between all the 3. Similarly we will create another, that is fourth widget. Just hit Ctrl and S. Now you can see the area is divided between the 4 button. So now as the numbers are in at the bottom side, so we will also align it to the bottom. So for that what we are going to use, we are going to use main axis alignment property of the column widget, and inside this we are going to use dot end as we want them at the end of our screen. Now just hit Ctrl and S. Now you can see the button are at the bottom of our page. Now as this is the first row only, now if we will create other 3 or 4 row, then we have to again create this expanded widget and specify the uh, text and all. So we are just going to remove this, and for this we are just going to create one widget which will be called again and again instead of writing the whole code repeatedly. So we will create one button widget. Inside this we will specify the expanded button, and we will call that repeatedly instead of writing the whole code again and again. Now just remove this, just going to remove this, and we are just going to call our button widget repeatedly. So now you can see we are having 2 buttons. Similarly we are going to copy it, and now we are having 4 buttons in a single row. So we are also going to create 4 more row. We want 3 more row, so total will be 4. Okay, now it's done. Now we can see there are 4 rows. Now what we are going to do, we are going to just specify the color. We are going to fill this button with the black color. So yeah, here is this. Now the button are colored. Now what we are going to do, we are going to specify some padding. So we are going to specify it something. Okay. Now we have to make, okay, 8 is not okay, we have to just increase it, make it 28, and just remove it. Now you can see some bigger buttons. Now just make it about 20. Okay, 28. Okay, 30. Okay, now it's good. Now we are just going to make this button also something bigger, somewhat bigger. So we are going to use text style property. Now we will increase the font size. Okay, before this we will increase the font size, make it 20 about. Now it's good. Now we are just going to change the color. The color should be white, so it will be good to see it. Now just make the font weight darker, so it should be about 600. Now I'm also going to increase the size of the button. Okay, now let's make it 30. Okay, now it's perfect. Now what we are going to do, we are going to specify some padding. Okay, so for that, what we will do, now we will specify the margin. So the margin should be 8 something. So let's see. Yeah, it's good, but we are not going to make it. We are going to, okay, margin is not available, so instead of that we will use this padding widget. Now it's done. Okay, we have to decrease it or 2, and the size should also be okay. Now it is, just make it 5, or we are just going to remove this all and make it only, and it should be from bottom only. So now it's done. Now just, okay, still, okay, just increase this to 40. Okay, 30 was good. I'm just going to remove this padding only, and instead of that, okay, now there should be some distance between each row. So for that we will use the size box widget and will specify some height, somewhat 8. Just hit Ctrl and S. Now you can see there is some gap between this, so just cut it from here. Okay, your width should be there. Okay, so going to see how it will look when we will add it everywhere. So it's quite good. Now we will just copy this row only. We'll paste over here. Now just hit Ctrl and S. Now also we want some gap between the rows. So for that we will use the size box widget and will specify the height. It should be also 5. Now it's done. Now we will just copy this and paste between the rows. Okay, now it's good. Now what we are going to do, we are going to change this numbers. So inside, okay, for that what we have to do, we have to take one parameter that will be button text or button value, and we will specify it over here instead of 1. So here is this. Now inside this all button we have to specify the numbers. So the first one should be 9, then 8, then 7, then divide, and should be 4, 5, 6, and here multiply. After that, okay, 3, 2, 1, minus, and the last one should be okay, 0, clear, and the equal to, okay, and the remaining one is addition sign. Okay, now just hit Control and S. Now you can see the different numbers, that is 9, 8, 7, divide, multiply. Now make this small x instead of the big one. Just hit Control and X. Control X. Okay, now it's done. We will add the splash color also, as here you can see there is no splash color. So we will use this splash color property of this raw material button, and we will use the black color. Now you can see we are having black color as a splash color. It's good. Now we are going to create output panel. So for that, again we are going to create expanded widget. Inside this we are going to specify a child, that will be container, and the child of this container will be text, and it will contain the output. So now you can see here is our out container, so we will align it to bottom right side. So here it's done. We will specify some heading also. So from all side it should be about 20. Okay, now it's better. Also we will increase the font size of this text, otherwise we will not be able to see clearly. So now font size should be somewhat 60 or 50. Yeah, that's perfect. Now we will increase the font weight. Font weight dot, okay, yeah, it's good. Anything else? No, it doesn't require. Okay, we will change the color. Okay, for that we will use the decoration property of our container. Set this box decoration so that we can also specify some border to our container. So border dot all, and the color should be same, black, and the width should be 2. Okay, you can see, okay, we have to specify some, we have some padding, we have to specify margin h all, somewhat about 8 would be okay. Yeah, not from all side, just make it only instead of all, and it should be from bottom only. Now it's good. Now what we are going to do, we are going to, yeah, okay, we are going to change the color of our container, so black. Okay, yeah, it's good. Now what we are going to do, now the operation should be implemented, the number should be visible over here, and after that the operation should be performed. So for that we are going to create one function that is for operation. So now before that we have to create some variables to store these numbers and operands and the output. So for that the first will be string output, which we want, that is our output, and by default we will specify it as 0, and we will, instead of this output, we will make that out, we'll use this. Now you can see 0. Now where it gone? Okay, now we are going to take create two variable for numeric number, that is first number plus second number, or first number plus divide second number. So for that we want two numbers, so we can take integer number or double number. So I am going to use the double data type. The first number, the second number, initially all will be 0. Okay, it is not string 0. Now one string variable for to store operand, initially it will be null, and one more variable for the intermediate values, and it will also be 0 initially. So these are our 5 variables which we are gonna use. So inside this operation we are gonna use this all. So we will call this operation whenever we will click this number. So in the on pressed we have to call our operation. Okay, and inside that we have to also send the number which we are the button which we are clicking, and the button is storing which number. So it is inside this button text. So button text. Now also we have to specify this inside here. Okay, now just change it to value, or we can take the same one also, there is nothing issue. Now we are going to uh, define the conditions, that if we are pressing number, if we are pressing some operand, or if we are pressing some other operator. So if the button text is equal to clear operation, then we want to clear everything from the output panel. So for that what we are going to do, we are going to make all thing as null or 0. Now the num1 num2 0.0, num1 0.0, and the third last one, that is out. Okay, output we have made operand should be also null. So nothing should be stored inside any of the variable. So after that, for this clear button is done. Now for other button, so we will first use the else if condition, as we have already used the else if condition. Now if the button text is equal to plus, or just copy this and make the condition for all the 4 operand. So if it is plus or minus or multiply or divide, so when any of this condition is satisfied, then what we are going to do, we are going to fetch the first number. So for that we are going to parse it from the button text. So double dot parse and from the btn text. Now after that, okay, it will be in the the output we will store it in output variable. So in output, now what we are going to do, we are going to fetch the operand. So the operand will be the button text. So button text. Now after this we are going to specify some values to this output. Now as it is string, we have to specify it inside double quote. Now it was all about the these conditions. Now we are going to check for the equal to sign. So whenever equal to is pressed, operation should be performed. So in the else, if the button text is equal to, then we are going to first of all parse the number second number. So for that, double dot parse output, as the number will be stored in the output first time. So output, now we are going to take, okay, operand we have taken. So after that we are going to perform some operations. So for that, which operation we have to perform, so that will be stored it inside this operand. So after that we will check for the operand, so which operation we have to perform. So if it is plus, then we have to perform the addition operation. So for that we have to store the output inside this. So num 1 plus num 2. Now we have to make it string again. Okay, so just now it's done. So similarly we can do for any of the operations. So we will just copy this and paste it 4 times for the different operators. So plus, after that minus, that multiply, after that divide. The operation should be also divide. Okay, it should be asterisk sign. Okay, and after that minus. So after completion of this, we will make the number again to the null or to 0. After the operation, after operation will be performed, we will make the number 1 and number 2 and the operand as null. So after this we are going to, if nothing is there, then first of all, if a single number is pressed at that time, in the output this number should be visible. So inside the output should be added with the button text. Now just make this semicolon. Now after this, what we have to do, we have to set the state so that the changes should be visible inside our app. So inside this output we are going to save the output. Okay, I'm going to pass the output variable to string as fixed, and we are going to fix this as 2. Right, done. Now we will run our app and we'll see anything is done or not. So just save this. Now we are going to see. So first press 9. So here is the 9, divide and 3. Now just press equal to. So the answer will be 3. After that clear everything. Now 8 multiply 4 equal to 32. Now just make it clear. Now 9 multiply 3 equal to 27. Similarly, we can perform other operation also, like 9 minus 7 equal to 2. So this is the basic calculator app which we have created in our 18-day session. So you can also create this and can put it inside your GitHub. Okay, if I will also upload this app in GitHub profile of mine. You can go through the code also if you are facing any error. So thank you and have a nice day.